Suddhananda divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayandiyam samagaha Dhyanavastita tadgatena manasa Pashyantiyam yoginaham Syantam navidusura suragana Devaya tasye namah. Verse number 38, please. Yadyapyetena pasyanti Lobhopahata chetasah Kulakshayakrutam dosham Mitradrohe cha patakam Katham nagyayamasmavihi Papadasman nivartitum Kulakshayakrutam dosham Prapasyadvijanardana Kulakshaye pranasyanti Kuladharma sanatana Dharme naste kulam krishnam Adharmo bhavatyuta Adharmo bhi. So, you see here the Arjuna continues to argue as to why he should not fight the battle. That is because he, as a person, noble, kind, good person, now is totally unaware of his responsibility as the prince, the king of the kingdom. That is where the mistake lies. Now he is behaving and which he should behave like as a very good person. There is no more interested in killing the people, fighting the battle, because he knows if he wants to win the battle, he has to kill those people. So he says, Yadyapi etena pasyanti, even if these people, Kauravas and others, they don't see Lobha apahata chetasa, completely overwhelmed by the greed for the kingdom, they don't see the consequences. That does not mean we shall not see the consequences. We see the consequences. Kulakshaya, the whole dynasty will be wiped out. Mitra drohe cha patakam, and that you should never cheat your friend. Mitra droha. No treachery with a person who trusts in you. That's a doha, that's a big patakam. That's a great sin. How can we not know this? We know it. Therefore, I don't want to fight the battle. Also, kulakshaye pranasyanti kuladharma sanatana. So now you see the consequences of this battle. What are the consequences? Kulakshaya, when the families die away, men will go. So there shall be nobody to protect the dharma of the kula, the traditions, culture of a society shall be completely wiped out. Dharme naste kulam krishnam adharma abhivavati. When the people who protect the dharma, protect the tradition, they are gone, the very society will crumble. And also, adharma bhavavat krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah. And as a result, when the battle, men will be wiped out. Only women will be left out. Kulastriya. Naturally, that is the consequence of battle. Women will be left out. Pradushyanti. They shall be totally destroyed. Why? Strishu durshasu varsnaya jayate varna sankara. There shall be no family life. Because men are gone. Only women are left out. Varna sankara jayate. There will be totally mixed up. You don't know who is the father, who is the mother, that type of confusion will come. These are the natural consequences of a battle. See how Arjuna, as a prince, can see all these things. Like today, when you see these Kosovo, so all that ethnic cleansing and all that thing, you see naturally where in a battle, the soldiers consider everything as a loot, part of their property. That is why everywhere around the world is the women who fall victim, children who fall victim, simple ordinary people who fall victim. As a result, Varna Shankara Jayate. Children shall be burned, you don't know who is the father, what is the family, none of these things shall be known. Shankaro Narakayeva Kulagnanam Kulasya. Varna Shankara means a mix-up. So you don't know who is the father and what. So that type of thing. As a result, what will happen? Narakaya eva. Because traditional belief is, when a person is dead, his children are supposed to do the oblations for the departed. Now who will do who will do it for him? Don't know whose son it is. So the Pitrus, the ancestors, will not get any oblations. Patanti pitaro hesha lupta pindodaka kriya. Lupta pinda udaka kriya. When these oblations of the Shraddha ceremony, which is usually performed after the death of the person, when children are not there, for parents, nobody knows who shall do that particular ritual for parents, so they shall go into Narka. Okay. Narka means hell. Where they will stay there for a long time, then they will come back. Dosai etei kulagnanam varna shankara karakaihi ussadyante jati dharma kula dharma cha saswada. O Lord, we shall be held responsible for upsetting the traditional cycles. And therefore, as the traditional belief is, our own families will be destroyed. We don't want to do that. And what will happen to them? Just read again. 43 verses, please. Ussanna kula dharmanam manushyanam janardana narake niyatam vasah bhavati tyanvasusruma aho vatamahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam yadrajya sukhalobhena hantum swajanam udyataha yadi mama pratikaram ashastram shastrapanaya dharta rashtrarane hanyuhu tanme kshemataram bhavet. So say ussanna kuladharmanam manushyanam he janardana narake aniyatam vasaiti anususruma. We have heard that those people who are responsible for disturbing these traditional cycle of life, family, dynasty, such people shall remain for a long time in the hell. This is what Dharma Shastra. See, what to show, please understand, the principle here is to show that Arjuna is God-fearing, righteous, doesn't want to hurt anybody, destroy anything for his personal pleasure or happiness sake, personal comfort. And therefore he says, I am not interested. This is where, okay. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasita vayam. Aho, indeed, Mahat papam kartum vayam vyavasita. Now we are ready, now we are about to commit the worst crime. For what? Yad rajya sukha lobhena. All for the sake of enjoying the security and pleasures of a kingdom. Hantum swajana mudyada. We are ready to kill our own people. O Lord, yadi, if mam apratikaram asastram shastrapanaya dhatrashtra rane hanyuhu tanme kshamatam bhavet. Mam, to me, asastram, I will give up the bow and arrow. And these fellows, the shastrapani, they are with the weapons. If they come and kill me, which they should not, but if they kill me, tanme kshamatam bhavet. It becomes better than my killing them, wiping them out. Now tell me, what do you think of this situation? Should he do that? This is where comes the conflict now. He is worried as a person, if he starts killing those people for the sake of the battle, of course, families will be destroyed, traditions will be disturbed, cultures will be disturbed, because that is why in any country, when there is war, especially if the intellectuals are destroyed, it will come next verse, next chapter will come. The society goes back hundreds of years. You take away the great thinkers. And especially those days, these people, those who are standing there, the top people. Today, general is in the strategy room. Foot soldiers are fighting the battle. Those days, generals were commanding from the front. First, they must be in the field, then only others. So, until they fall, the soldiers will go on fighting. So, the best brains were sacrificed in a battle. As a result, society automatically regressed hundreds of years. Thinkers die away. Society automatically regresses. So, that is what he says. I don't want to do that. But he doesn't understand. If he gives it up, of course, personal papam that is he considering, he will not get it. But then, he shall leave it to the Pandavas, he leave it to the Kauravas to finish the job. Because they are not standing for the culture, tradition, righteousness. They are the ones who are demanding illegitimate demand for the kingdom, and the person has absolutely no respect for the law. If they have some value for the law, say sort of righteousness, they should have invited the brothers, you have fulfilled your condition 13 years in the forest, take your half. Then it would have been nice. Now these people, if they do not fight battle, they shall allow the jungle law to perpetuate itself. Therefore, by not killing, he is not going to anywhere leave this world to sanity. It will lead to total insanity. Arjuna should understand. So as a prince, that is why he has a responsibility. As a person, his fear is justified. As a prince, his fear is not justified. Getting that? As a good man, yes, I should not kill. Just like the drunkard fellow. The drunkard went to, when the king was coming riding an elephant, the king was going in the street riding the elephant. The drunkard, totally inebriated, looks at the king and says, so, this elephant is up for sale. How much will you want to sell this elephant? Hey, you don't tell these things to the king. Huh? Immediately the soldiers tied him down and pushed him into the jail. Next day, to the king's court he was brought in. So the king said, Yes, what were you asking? Last morning, what were you asking? Last evening when I was going on the street, what were you asking? That fellow says, Maharaj, that fellow is gone. The king was so pleased, he released him. Why? The person who was talking is no more the person who is standing. The drunken fellow was talking that. So it's not this person. Role, same way. As a good person, what Arjuna is telling is right. But as a prince, it is not right. This is where comes the conflict between leadership and the individual role. Between when it comes to the interest of the kingdom and the personal life, kingdom gets the precedence. That is the beauty. The kingdom gains the precedence because if he makes a mistake, the whole kingdom shall be affected. That is where he has to get out of these personal considerations. Right. So yadi mam apratikaram asastram sastra pranaya dhatarashtra rane hannu tanme kshamatam vad. If I am killed, it will be better. Having told this, now Sanjaya says, read. Sanjaya uvache evam uktva arjuna sankhe rathopastha upavishad visrujya sasaram chapam shoka sambigna manasah. So now Sanjaya uvacha, Sanjaya now reports to Dhritarashtra, evam uktva. Thus, having told Arjuna, Sankhya in the battlefield, rathopastha upavishad. Now he was previously standing and commanding, come on, put my chariot between the two armies, let me see with whom I am going to fight. And now he gave up Visrujya sasaram chapam, put down his weapon, his bow and arrow, sat down in the chariot, and he said, and sat down in the chariot, Shoka Sambigna Manasa, totally overwhelmed by grief, sorrow, misery. I don't want to fight. See that? What a contrast between the arrival and this moment. With this, the first chapter comes to an end. Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Shu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Arjuna Vishada Yogo Nama Prathamodhyaya hai अथ द्वितीयोऽध्याय है संजय उवाच तं तथा कृपयाविष्टम् अश्रुपूर्णाकुले क्षणम् विषीदन्तम् इदं वाक्यम् उवाच मधुसूदनः श्रीभगवानुवाच कुतस्त्वाकस्मलमिदं विषमे समुपस्थितम् अनार्यजुष्टमस्वर्ग्यम् अकीर्तिकरमर्जुन क्लैब्यं मास्मगमपार्थ नैते त्वय्युपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदयदौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप. So evam suktva, he Arjuna sat down, and when Arjuna sat down, Sanjayana reports. They say, Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra must have been very happy. Good. Now the fellow is sitting down, now the war will be over, my children will be king. But Sanjaya continues. Tam tatha tam arjunam krupaya vishtam asrupurna kulekshanam vishidantam arjunam idam bhakya Madhusudana uvacha. Madhusudana, Krishna now started. Idam bhakyam vacha. They told him. What did he say? To whom did he talk? Tam tatha tam arjunam tatha krupaya vishtam asrupurna kulekshanam vishidantam. These three descriptions of Arjuna is in the modern language what you shall say, pure frustration, disappointment, psychosis, where the person is totally destroyed by the overwhelming emotion. Krupaya avishtam, overwhelmed by krupa, a sense of compassion. Krupaya avishtam, totally overwhelmed. I don't want to kill. And therefore, asrupurna kulekshanam, asrupurna akula ikshanam, eyes full of tears, misery. I don't want to fight. Vishidantam, and totally grief-stricken. Just think. A child, you can simple example, you can take. A person goes to appear on examination. He looks at the question, before going to examination hall, full of confidence. He looks at the question paper. Few questions he cannot take. No, I am not going to write this. Hey, how can you say that? No, I don't want to write. Sudden fear grips. Think of it. Sudden fear grips. It happens all the time in life. I knew some person who was preparing for marriage for 6 months, 8 months. Both the girl, boys, nobody forced them. They were supposed to arrange for themselves. Exactly 5 days, 6 days before, the girl said, no, I am going. I don't want to marry. Now the boy doesn't know what to do. Both are completely confused. Now she doesn't want. Why? I have no reason. Fear grips. Fear of the unknown. Sometimes it does happen in life. Here Arjuna knows the things and is completely overtaken by grief. And he says, I don't want to fight. He forgets that he is the prince. He forgets that it is as a responsibility as the ruler of the kingdom to take care of everything. All these things forgotten. That is the mind which is gets so clouded. Thereafter the person loses his capacity to know what is to be done, what is not to be done. If you don't fight, there is a different type of problem. If you fight, there is a different type of problem. What to do? Just like in a situation, if you do something, your father is pleased, but your husband is displeased. If you don't do something, your mother is displeased, maybe your mother-in-law is pleased. If you do something, some people are pleased, some people are not pleased. I don't know. And both are important. What shall I do? Shall I marry or shall I remain single? Shall I take up a job or shall I remain unemployed? What shall I do? This little conflict in life. Shall I rely on my child? Shall I not rely on my child? My children, will they take care of me or they will not take care of me? This person, will he take care or will she take care or she will not take care of me? What will happen? This type of fear when it comes up, you completely lose sight of everything. What shall I do? And this is what Arjuna is gripped with that fear. He sits down. He doesn't want to fight. I don't want. When you say, listen carefully, when you say you don't want to fight, one role has completely taken over. The father in him, as I told you, the personal, human side of him has completely taken over. The good person that he is, noble person that he is, caring, sensitive, loving father, brother, friend that he is, now completely takes over the professional in him, the prince in him, the king in him. So now he sits down there, don't want to fight. Now, to bring him back to fighting, what shall you do? You have to bring him back to that role. But that role is somewhere deep, 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 completely overwhelmed, deep down. It's like fear grips over you, you are no more there. Your personality is now completely buried deep under the fear, infatuation. Grief, sorrow, fear, anxiety, this is what known as the depression. Your personality is buried deep under it. You can't even get up. The same person who was very confident, too often it happens in people's lives. So when thus he is gone into that mode, to him, Madhusudana, Bhagavan, Krishna now tells him, you shall see now, please observe, the way you have to deal with such a person, how you deal with. He does not go straight away into Brahmastra, the absolute knowledge. You are the Brahman, don't worry about it. No. Ordinary conversation. He says, Bhagavan was, Kutastva kasmalamidam. Hey Arjuna, kutaha tvam idam kashmalam, these impurities. Where from these type of impurities, these type of projections comes to you? From you. He reminds him, you are the prince. You are the archer. Vishame samupastitam. When you are right in the middle of when you are right in the middle of a crisis, Vishame samupastitam, right in the middle of the crisis, where from you are getting these type of impurities, projections from your mind, which is anaryam. It doesn't fit into a aryan. Aryan means rujjubhava. Rujjubhavam aryam. Those who are straightforward. They know what they are doing. You are behaving like an anarya. You are not straightforward because you thought something, doing something. Anaryam, ajustam is not something which is worshipful. Asvargyam, which is not going to take you to the heavens. It is not going to take you to the heavens. Disrespectful, it will not take you to the heavens also. And the worst part is akirtikaram Arjuna. It shall completely destroy your name and fame. Everybody shall say Arjuna was a great warrior until the battle began. That is akirtikaram. It is a totally, which will not bring you to completely destroy your glory. Akirtikaram Arjuna. Therefore, now it brings out the common sense. Okay? When somebody comes like this, when a child gets confident, he says, don't worry, this is just one of the examination, it is not the ultimate. You failed, so what? Second examination is there, next examination is there, or your relationship did not work out. You are the first one to be failed in a relationship. Before you, so many people have gone. You are not the first one to marry, first one to divorce, first one to relate, first one to be disappointed. Millions have been doing that, so don't worry about it. Then you feel, okay. After all, I am not the first one. You come back. So very, very human dimension. If ordinarily you can resolve the problem, why go to the absolute? It's like a person who is fallen sick. When you fallen sick, you start trying it out, fasting. Cured, forget it. A little herbal medicine. Got cured, fine. Did not get cured, go for the operation. Ordinarily, first you try out little something. If it did not work out, then you go for the operation. Same thing also in life. When somebody feels little down and out, you don't have to straight away go into Brahma Vidya, absolute knowledge. Not necessary. As a man of the world, Bhagavan deals with common sense. Anaryam, ajustam, aswargyam, akirtikaram Arjuna. Hey Arjuna, it is akirtikaram, meaning it is not any way add to your glory. And then he hits out with words. Klaibyam masmagama partha. Hey Partha, don't behave like a eunuch. Kliba. Kliba means eunuch. That is the worst type of word you can talk to a warrior. To a warrior, you don't say you are a eunuch, neither a male nor a female. I will not call you a male because you are miserably crying. I can't call you a female because you have a huge moustache. So you are a cleaver. So literally, like pushing him out of the stupor, lashing him out of his stupor. Get out of this. What are you talking? Klaibyam masmagama partha. Eka partha, klaibyam masmagama. Do not come under this spell. Don't be an eunuch. Yetad tvaina upapadyate. This is not expected from you. You are the prince, you are the warrior. This is not expected from you. Kshudram hrudaya daurvalyam tektva. Kshudram hrudaya daurvalyam tektva. Uttishta parandav. Hey parandav, get up. Uttishta, fight out. Get up. This giving up this meanness, weakness of the heart, kshudram, meanness, hrudaya daurvalyam, weakness of the heart, parandava, get up, fight. Krishna must have thought, with this the fellow will get up. Just like, to a child when you say that, I don't think he can, you want to ask him to pick up a plate. Now he says, no, I don't do this. Then you can say, he is very weak, he can't lift it. Huh? Immediately he lifts it. The child doesn't know. The child thinks differently. The child, what do you mean? I can't. He immediately lifts it up. So Krishna is trying out these small little things because maybe the fellow suddenly looking at all these people have gone into a mood of compassion and therefore, get up, don't be a eunuch, fight the battle. That is how you have to deal with also. Straight away, don't have to go to absolute knowledge and all that. When he tells him like that, now Arjuna gives him sufficient reason as to why he should not fight the battle. I was thinking we shall see it next class, because real Gita begins from there. It's a story mode. Again, I am in such a story mode, I don't want to get into that. That will be beautiful, because he will give him, now Arjuna will give him 100 reasons. Unconsciously, he shall give statements which shall prove his disappointment or his indecision for not fighting is not because he is incapable, but because ultimately this fight, this victory will not lead him anywhere. You begin in life, you know failure will not lead you anywhere. Then you discover even the success will not lead anywhere. What shall I do? After that, what? Ask yourself the question. That is where comes your thinking. This transition must take place in every person at one time or other in life. Whatever you are going to achieve in life, you are not the first one to achieve. Whatever is your dream is already somebody else's reality. You want to be rich, somebody is already rich. You want to marry, somebody is already married. You want to be in the top job, somebody is already in the top job. And every one of them have moved out of this world. Whatever is my dream is somebody else's reality. What has happened to him? Not only that, my last point where my dream is fulfilled becomes the beginning, my end point becomes the beginning of somebody else. I think if I get 100,000, it will be wonderful. When I struggle in life, end reaches that 100,000, there is somebody who has 1,000,000. I become a millionaire. Somebody is a billionaire. Somebody is a billionaire. Somebody is a trillionaire, zillionaire. Like that goes on. Where is the end? Ask yourself the question. Where is the end? Whatever my end, that is the beginning of somebody else. Where does that person go? Arjuna asked that question. Do it. Right. See, these animals are, we think they are very happy. Why? Because they have absolutely no problem. No such problem. I'll millionaire, billionaire, and there is no such problem. There is no such goals to be reached. That is why they are known as vimukta, free. But a human being, you cannot escape. Whatever is your dream, somebody else has already reached it. So once I reach that, will I be ever happy in life? This is what Arjuna asked the question. Okay, Lord, I will fight. No problem, I will fight. But so many other fights so many battles I have already fought. So many victories I have already gained. This will be yet another victory. Will you give me that word that after winning over this battle, I will never fight another battle? After gaining this kingdom, I shall not be interested in any other gain. Can you give me that assurance? Can Krishna give that assurance? Okay, you want me to do the job? I will do the job. But after doing that job, I will not want anything. I will not lack anything. I will be eternally happy. Shall I be? Can anybody say yes? That is where comes your transition. Until that point is reached, you have not really started inquiry. As long as you have hope, if I perhaps get married, everything will be fine. If I get divorced, everything will be fine. If I get the job, everything will be fine. If I get out of the job, everything will be fine. This is how the average little ordinary person thinks. If only I can get a job, everything will be fine. If I get one more car, everything will be okay. One boyfriend, one girlfriend, one little business, one little property, go around the world, everything will be fine. After fulfilling a series of such demands, you are so tired, now you are waiting for death. You have no time for search, because time has run out. So most people are disappointed. They go on looking. After some time, you take it for granted. Nobody has been happy in life. How can I be ever happy in life? you keep your sorrow to yourself and die away. Most people die like that. Whereas the seeker, the mumukshu, is the one he demands that happiness right here and now. And that is what Arjuna's question comes up. He says, "Oh Lord, you want me to fight." Okay, you said, I must fight. Katham bhishmam aham sankhe dronam cha madhusudana ishubhi pratiyotsyami pujaro arisudana. Hey Arisudana, you are the one who destroyer of enemy. You please give me one logic. Sankhe katham bhishmam aham sankhe ishubhi pratiyosyami. In this battle, how do I fight with the Drona and Bhishma? Drona is my teacher. Bhishma is my teacher. That is why, long before you want to be a wise man, you must be a good man. If you are totally insensitive, you shall be so much lost in your insensitivity, your cruelty, your self-conceit, arrogance, that you shall have no leisureliness to question yourself. Only when you become a good person, that's a very, very important thing. That is why when people say, suddenly he has turned a new leaf, that is all only stories. You have to be a very, very sensitive person. How can I hit somebody? How can I hurt somebody? You reach that stage. For my personal happiness, personal satisfaction, I don't hurt anybody. It is better me to be unhappy than making somebody unhappy. Can you be a person like that? That is why you become somebody who withdraws from everything. Because you are no more in the competition of the world. I don't want to. Not that I cannot. Listen carefully. That is the difference. Not that I cannot. I can, but I don't want. Then only you are fit for the knowledge. It's like the person who says, I don't like a Volkswagen. Think. I don't like the small cars. Or I don't like the big cars. I don't like Ferrari. I don't like these big cars. I don't like these big cars. You don't like or you can't afford? Ask yourself a question. If you say you can't afford, you are an honest person. If you say I don't like, what are you doing? I don't like means as though I can afford, I don't want it. No. If a person says, I am not interested in the world, but can you achieve something in life? No. Then what is your interest now? I can pick up a job, anything I like. I can be rich if I want to. I can do anything I like to, but I don't want. Why? Because that is not going to bring me the happiness, the absolute. And that language Arjuna will say, which we shall see next class. Katham, how do you expect me to fight my teacher who has taught me how to fight the battle? And Bhishma Maham Sankhya, Bhishma, the grandsire in whose lap we have played as children, who affectionately has taught us politics, Rajaniti, the ways of the world, the ways of the kingdom, administration, everything. To him shall I fight. For what? For this kingdom. Let him rule the kingdom. I am going. And why shall I not fight? Don't think that I cannot. Give me a word. After this, I shall never want anything in life. After this kingdom, no more I shall want anything. That is one he shall say. That verse we shall see. Okay, just read it out for fun of it. We shall read that. You shall see the whole mood comes there. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan Shreyo bhoktum vaikshamapi haloke Atvartha kamanstu guru nihaiva bhunjiya bhogan rudhira pradigdhan nachaitad vidma kataranno gariyah yadva jayema yadivano jayeyuhu Yane vahatva na jijivishamaha Tevastita pramukhe dhartra rashtraha Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha Pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha Yasreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham sadhimam tva prapannam. So this will be the transition. Arjuna the friend shall offer himself as Arjuna the disciple. We shall see that next class. That is the transition. The friend, he was the friend of Krishna. Until now, friends. And lastly says, Aham te shishya, I am your disciple. Sadhimam, please teach me. Tva prapannam, I surrender to you. You cannot teach a friend, you can teach a student. A friend cannot learn. A brother cannot learn. A father cannot learn. A son cannot learn. A shishya can learn from a guru. Now Arjuna clearly establishes that case. Enough of everything. I want to know what is this ultimate all about. These things are not going to satisfy me. What is the ultimate? In how many what language he has told, we shall see it in the next class. That will be day after tomorrow. Okay? Close your eyes.